But what do you think, like how these, obviously you don't believe in God or you don't subscribe to the concept there is a creator as an agnostic. So how the questions, when it comes to the question where does the universe come from?
Now, for me, I don't know, so I cannot take a position. That's my, I don't have the knowledge because there is no proof.
But do you have, it's a question of existence, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
I don't have the answer, so for me I cannot take position because I don't have like a good reason to believe that was there was a creator. But I'm open to the question,
Then why do you not accept there is a creator, this concept?
No, it's possible.
It's possible.
But I cannot say, I don't have any good reason to believe that it's this one or the other one.
Yeah, but do you accept there is a creator?
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. All right.
I didn't find a good reason to believe that that's the truth. So,
I mean, sometimes it's good to be skeptical about things, but in our life, we always make decisions.
Yeah.
So imagine now you've got 5 restaurants in that street, and you're hungry.
Yeah.
If you're a skeptic, true skeptic, you will never be able to make a decision, and you'll never be able to eat anything, and you'll go hungry.
Yeah.
But in practice, what we'll do in real life, you will choose one. So you're going to be pragmatic, and you will choose one. So sometimes life tells us to be pragmatic in our approach and make the decisions. So when it comes to existence of God, there's only 2 options. God exists, God doesn't exist. So actually, it's not that difficult. It's not like out of 20 million options, only 2 options. So when you check each of the options and you look at the reasons for valid or not in the options, that's not a valid option to take. Like if there was no God, for example, there should be nothing. No God, no originator, no creator. No. God is meaning the one who brought about this universe, the one who originated this universe.
Then there is one question, who is this God? Is this one?
That's a question to ask later once you affirm. So once you say one option is there is no God for this universe, then why is this universe in the first place?
Maybe I'm just saying I don't know.
No, it's not I don't know. I am telling you how to make that decision. So once we know if there is no God, then there is no creator, then we expect nothing of a creation. No creator means there should be no creation. If we have a creation like this world, then the question about that there was no creator is meaningless. It doesn't make sense. How can you have a creation without a creator? No, you do know. You cannot. You cannot have something like, for example, you cannot have a book with all this sophisticated writing, of collation of different manuscripts over 14 centuries. Look, this is a book, just to give you 17 manuscripts or 19 manuscripts over 14 centuries. If we have a product like this, we cannot say it wasn't authored by anyone. To say this book was not authored by anyone is just there. It just popped into existence. It will be absurd, meaningless. It will not be reasonable to believe in that option. You will say this book must have an author, at least an author. So out of these 2 options, does this book have an author or not? You will say yes, there has to be. When we observe this universe, you will have to say it must have an originator. It cannot have no originator, just like this book cannot not have an originator and say, oh, it just is. Do you see? Skepticism and agnosticism is not just simply I don't know.
No, because I know that books are written by humans. But for the universe,
the universe. Okay, do I know the author? I mean, do you know the author?
No, but I know that somebody.
Hang on. Do you know the author? No. You don't. But you know that someone authored it.
Yeah.
You don't need to know know the name of the author, the creator of this universe, but you would definitely know there is a creator. You might know the name of the creator, but there has to be a creator. There has to be an author of the book. There has to be a creator for this universe. Do you see, agnosticism is something that is position people think is sensible. Actually, it's not. You have to make decisions and choices. Just like the restaurants that you're going to go when you're hungry, your stomach will take you there. So we want your mind to take you there to accept that there is a creator of the universe.
That's not allowed. That's the ruling.
Once you know there is a creator of this universe, because there has to be, because you cannot, then you say, okay, fine, how many creators are there? Which one is it? And you will realize the only creator that makes sense is a creator who is absolute, not dependent,
is a temporary miracle,
and who is self-sufficient.
It's not allowed in Islam. It was
a necessary being who is absolute and self-sufficient.
For example,
so now if you go into the concepts of creator,
when the prophet,
any concept of creator in which there was God and children of God, sons, daughters, brothers, and dependency between them, that cannot be true. Because that will be all false, not acceptable, not believable. Islam is the only religion, only belief system that will tell you that there is only one being who is absolute and self-sufficient and independent. And that's the being Islam says for us to think, assess, and accept. Look, this is the
contract marriage.
Yeah, we read it.
No, this is what the Quran says about him. Look,
10 days, for example. Yeah. You see, it's
the one.
Literally, you are by
eternal refuge.
Then I will divorce you. That's it.
Neither begets nor is born.
You see, it's kind of
none like him or an equivalent. Totally unique, self-sufficient, absolute, independent, unique, and one. That is what your heart and what your mind will be happy with and content with. Because a belief system in which this is God, this is God, this is God, you will say it doesn't make any sense. Or man is God, or a woman is God, it will not make any sense. But there are religions out there that tells you that. That's why we're saying is, Islam, if you study it, you will see that it makes sense. So when you say which God is the God that is worthy of our worship, the God who is identified to be absolute and self-sufficient. You know, in Christianity they're having a discussion just over there, and DawahWise is having a discussion
very initial
with a Christian who probably believes Jesus is God, but dependent on someone else, his father. So how can God be dependent on someone else?
In Shia one, they do.
Immediately you can recognize that belief system is not reasonable to believe in.
Universities in Iran,
Hindus believe in so many different gods.
They do have
that's not reasonable to believe.
You see,
because you can only have one such being who is absolute. If there's more than one absolute God, what's going to happen to the world? They'll fight over each other.
They are going back.
One God will say, I want now snow and rain. Other God says, no, I want sunshine. Okay. What's going to happen? Yeah? So your position is a position of a starting point, but you need to take it in your journey to say, yep, I need to make that decision because it makes sense. Because if it was like something like, I don't understand anything, there's two mathematical equations, I don't understand any of that, any of the maths, it would be difficult for you to accept which one is the right solution. But when it comes to the existence of God, the Quran tells you who he is.
At the time of the Prophet as well.
The Bible tells you who he might be. The Hindu books might tell you who he might be. You can choose which one makes sense and which one has to be the truth.
Where are you from?
So decisions can be made there quite easily and quite, frankly, by having contentment in the heart. Just like your stomach would be quite happy to say, out of all this, I'm going to take that restaurant, and then when you go there, you eat some food, you're going to recommend him next time. Yeah. Likewise, when you accept Islam, knowing the truth, you're going to recommend to someone else. This is the truth, and that's exactly what we are doing. We are recommending others because it is the truth. Because we have internalized the truth ourselves.
You do what other people do. So if you go,
does that make sense? Yeah. So you have friends who are Muslims, Yeah, let them continue
They are just-
with your
they are
journey
just
to
going to
accept
church
Islam.
every Sunday.
It's simple.
Yeah.
To become a Muslim, it's not like you have to go somewhere and do something funny. It's just recognition in your heart, declaration in your tongue, and doing the actions. So when you declare with your tongue, from the affirmation of your heart, just say, there is no God worthy of worship except Allah and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. You enter Islam. Simple as that. So you have to now ask yourself how you're going to make that step. Maybe your friends can help you on that journey. Yeah? Is there anything that still you think need confirmation, clarification that we can help you with?
You have to think, it's a long process.
Yeah, but don't take it too long because you don't know when you're going to die and I don't know when I'm going to die. Likewise, we need to be really declaring that statement of truth because that is the key to paradise. If I don't have it, it's very important to make that as a priority. Not finding which is the best restaurant with the best girlfriend or whatever, but who is my Lord, my Creator who created me. If you make that step, if you go to your Creator one step, He will come to you with guiding you like in 10 steps. If you go to Him walking, He'll come to you running. In a metaphorical sense, what we're saying is, if you take approach to find God, He will open it for you quite easily. He'll make it clear for you, easy for you. But you have to make that choice, that intention, that decision to go and find the truth. Otherwise, you will be there, agnostic forever, skeptic forever, but for everything else, you'll be certain. But when it comes to religion, you'll be agnostic.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين